Hi, this is Ramsy. This time let us look into auditors and corporate governance. As we understand, any organization has a system because you need a system to make sure there is a free flow of communication, the activities are communicated properly, that there is a monitoring authority, and for every other act in an organization, you need both a written as well as oral set of instructions and the way that it can flow. And that is what we mean by a system. So there is always a system in every organization, and this system directs and controls the organization. Why do we need a system? Simply, we need a system to ensure the interests of various stakeholders, the employees, customers, and other relevant parties are taken care. Therefore, the onus of good governance falls on the directors. Now, why? Because they are directly in charge of running, administering, managing, controlling, and reporting the affairs of an organization. So, what is this corporate governance involved in? The corporate governance major focus is this. They have to promote a transparent and efficient managing, directing, and controlling business affairs. And such transparent flow of activities must be consistent with the rule of law. Besides, these people involved in the corporate governance must be able to articulate the responsibilities among the various authorities. That could be corporate affairs or the stakeholders affairs, or maybe board of shareholders, or maybe law board that is involved in creditors and so on. Besides, the system also has to protect the rights and ensure equitable treatment of all the shareholders. And to make this happen, there must be a timely disclosure. Above all, the effective monitoring of management by the board for accountability and integrity. Therefore, in view of all these elements, we have a board, which is represented by the executive directors and the non-executive directors. We call them EDs and NEDs. Now, this is to make sure that not everything is concisely given to one particular person. So we ensure that unfettered powers of decision is not vested in one or few people. Therefore, we do a periodic evaluation of performance. However, to make sure this is very transparent, these members, these executive directors and non-executive directors are re-elected, and sometimes we bring in new faces or say injecting new blood so that the managing and controlling of affairs has new strengths, new way of attracting more compatibility and coherent presentation. Now, yes, this set of corporate governance members must be paid sufficient, and at the same time, you should make sure that they are not paid, heavily. Besides, they must be aware that they are rewarded for the outstanding performance. Now, what is the major focus of this corporate governance is to make sure that they do everything to mitigate the risk and put in place a proper mechanism to address all unforeseen challenges. Business is always filled with unforeseen challenges. So this is the role of the corporate governance as it is, the system as it is. And now what do we do as an external auditor? We make sure that these things are executed in letter and spirit, and make sure that this corporate governance team executes the work, executes the so-called the work of mitigating risk, performance evaluation, and from time to time make sure everything is disclosed to the shareholders, and above all, the board functions for integrity. Therefore, the role of an auditor, when we do an external audit, though we are not going to audit the corporate governance scheme as it is, but certain set of activities and flow of its activities can actually indicate us where exactly that particular corporate governance team is actually really good. And in cases like where they are not, maybe they can give us an idea about where there are deficiencies as well. So the objectives of auditing, though we are not completely no, the only activity in corporate governance is not just about monitoring them, but from the financial statements, from right from the way like it is how a vendor is fixed, how sales commissions are fixed, or how dividends are declared and paid, and why certain shareholders are not paid, or how the reserves of unpaid shareholders' dividends are kept, and how the commitment to the government of that particular law of land is maintained. And this tells us, when you scrutinize these documents, it tells us how well the system is established and where they are able to perform actually what is required. So let us know more about it. Keep listening to us. Thanks for listening to me again. Looking for more. Thank you.